Greetings! Today I'm going to talk about Detective Miller from The Expanse. I'm going to mention his evolution in Seasons 1, 2, and 3, mentioning his physical and ghost form. By the way, I made a list of The Expanse-related videos on my channel, so feel free to check out. Here comes the juice! Miller begins as a weary detective for Star Helix Security on Ceres Station, a critical hub in the asteroid belt. Tasked with maintaining order among the marginalized Belter population, he often finds himself at odds with both his superiors and the people he's meant to protect. His assignment to locate Julie Mao, the missing daughter of a wealthy Earth magnate, introduces him to a case that challenges his perceptions and ignites a sense of purpose. Miller's investigation leads him to confront Anderson Dawes, a prominent figure in the OPA. Their interactions are filled with tension, as Dawes attempts to discourage Miller from pursuing Julie's case. Simultaneously, Miller deals with local issues, including dismantling a water-stealing gang on Ceres. During this operation, his partner, Dmitry Havelock, is nearly killed. Miller's relentless pursuit of Julie Mao's whereabouts leads to his dismissal from Star Helix, as his superiors and Dawes seek to bury the investigation. But Miller continues his quest, uncovering that Julie had boarded the Scopuli, a ship connected to a larger conspiracy. Miller's search takes him to Eros Station, where he meets with his friend Inspector Sematimba, who helps him find Julie. Julie had checked into the Blue Falcon Hotel under the alias Lionel Polanski. There, he encounters the Rocinante crew. Together, they find Julie's lifeless body, infected by a mysterious alien substance known as the protomolecule. As Eros descends into chaos due to a protomolecule outbreak orchestrated by the corporation Protogen, Miller and Holden attempt to mitigate the disaster. They discover that the station's inhabitants are being used as hosts for the protomolecule, leading to mass casualties. During their efforts, both are exposed to lethal doses of radiation. After retreating to Rocinante, Miller finds out his friend Sematimba was killed. After the events on Eros in Season 1, Miller becomes an uneasy ally to the crew of the Rocinante. Despite a shared enemy, his integration into the group is anything but smooth. One of the most explosive moments comes in a confrontation with Amos Burton. Their conflict, sparked by clashing moral codes and Amos's cold pragmatism, escalates into a brutal fistfight. For Miller, who lives by a flawed but deeply personal sense of justice, Amos's lack of emotional response to death is deeply disturbing. It's a clash of worldviews, one driven by feeling, the other by survival logic. Though violent, the fight forces a level of mutual respect, creating the uneasy foundation for a working alliance. Miller continues to follow the trail of the protomolecule, the alien substance responsible for Julie Mao's death. This mission leads the Rocinante crew to Thoth Station, a secret Protogen research facility where human experimentation is ongoing. Miller joins a team of Belter commandos in a high-stakes assault. Despite technically being just a tag-along, he charges ahead with the intensity of a man with nothing left to lose. Inside, Miller encounters Dr. Dresden, the cold and calculating scientist overseeing the protomolecule experiments. When Dresden justifies sacrificing countless lives in the name of scientific discovery, Miller doesn't hesitate. He executes him mid-sentence. This decision splits the team, but Miller is unmoved. He acts not for politics, but for justice, for the countless victims, including Julie. In that moment, he's no longer a cop or an exile, he's an executioner of evil. Later in the season, a plan is formed to destroy Eros Station, now infested and seemingly alive with protomolecule. Miller volunteers for a suicide mission, to place a nuclear bomb inside the station's core. He's accompanied by Diogo, a young Belter he once interrogated in Season 1 for stealing water, now radicalized and fighting for the OPA. The pairing is symbolic, old cop and new rebel, both shaped by the belt, but reacting to it differently. The bomb trigger mechanism fails. Someone has to do it manually. Miller decides to save the kid and finish the mission by himself. As Miller plants the bomb, something unexpected happens. Eros goes silent, disappears from radar, controlled by something unnatural. The bomb becomes useless. But the station isn't empty. Miller begins to follow strange signs, and finally he finds Julie Mao, or rather, what remains of her. She has become part of the protomolecule, her consciousness fused with it, dreaming and steering the entire station toward Earth. In a poetic final act, Miller speaks to Julie, not the infected body, but the girl he came to love through images, memories, and obsession. He persuades her that she doesn't want to destroy Earth. He reaches her human core. Then, realizing that the only way to stop Eros is to let it crash into Venus instead, Miller stays behind. He holds her hand as the station descends, dying not as a detective or a killer, but as a man who finally found someone to die for. After his powerful and self-sacrificial death at the end of Season 2, one might expect Josephus Miller's story to be over. And yet in The Expanse Season 3, Miller returns, no longer as a man of flesh and blood, but as something stranger, more enigmatic, a ghost, a messenger, a projection of an alien intelligence. Miller's reappearance is not physical. He manifests only to James Holden. At first, it seems like Holden is suffering from hallucinations, seeing and hearing the detective when no one else can. Miller appears in cryptic flashes, muttering fragmented thoughts about doors, investigators, and systems. He isn't quite the man Holden knew, but something using Miller's face, voice, and mannerisms as a kind of avatar. This new Miller is not truly Miller's consciousness brought back from the dead. He is a construct, the proto-molecule's interface with human minds, using Miller's memories and personality to communicate with Holden. The bond between the two men, forged during the events on Eros, becomes the bridge through which the alien entity reaches out. In life, Miller was the Investigator, a tired cop chasing meaning in a chaotic universe. In Season 3, that title becomes literal. The alien intelligence has chosen this identity to carry out its mission, to understand, to explore, and to guide. As such, Ghost Miller continues his investigation, no longer into murders or disappearances, but into the architecture of the proto-molecule, into the colossal ring structure that appears in space and defies all known physics. His cryptic words are often frustrating to Holden. Miller speaks like a man chasing pieces of a dream. Doors and corners, he says repeatedly, evoking his old paranoia as a cop. These strange utterances gradually begin to make sense. Miller is leading Holden into the ring, and then through it, into the mysterious space within, a structure left behind by the ancient alien civilization that created the proto-molecule. Miller's ghost-like presence represents something larger, a bridge between humanity and something entirely alien. He's no longer limited by human thinking. He perceives in higher dimensions, speaks in riddles, and nudges Holden forward like a chess player several moves ahead. Through Miller, the proto-molecule offers Holden, and through him, the human race a glimpse at a galactic history written by species long gone. And yet, traces of the man remain. Miller still wears the hat. He still speaks in noir-inflected sarcasm. He still seems to care, in his strange way. This fusion of old Miller and new purpose makes him more than a simple tool of the proto-molecule. He is a metaphor for humanity grappling with forces beyond comprehension, part ghost, part prophet. So that's it. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.